So in my first video, I indicated that there's a little bit of a theme that we're going to be looking at today. The idea being that it all flows from the why, as we take a look at guilt versus innocence and shame versus honor and fear versus power and what these look like not only just in our culture, but in any culture that we visit. This idea of it all flows from the why is one that I've spent some time processing and really considering. All of us are curious. We ask a lot of questions, and I find that the problem's not that we ask questions, but the thing that we should evaluate is, are we asking the right questions? Some people want to ask what? What do people do? What's so different about this culture versus that culture? And the what is interesting, but the what very much resembles the tip of the iceberg. It's what you can see at the ground level perspective. It's an observable trait of the culture. It's an observable trait of the person, of the child, of the situation. The what is pretty well known by anybody who's interested in knowing. Then there's the next level of how a culture functions, or how a person goes about their life, what are the, the everyday routines, how someone lives their life, how a culture functions. It's kind of like the below the surface. It's the bottom part of the iceberg. It's usually much larger than any of us realize, but it's there. And if we want to find it, we can. It's pretty easy to dive down and dig in a little bit. But the why doesn't have so much to do with the iceberg, but what's affecting the iceberg, what's impacting it from the outside and influencing it. It's like the currents that are motivating it to move, to break apart, to shift, to melt. Are the currents warm? Are they cold? Are they salty? Are they not? They're probably salty because it's in the salt water. But you get the idea. The idea being that um, icebergs are affected by things, cultures are affected by things, people are affected by things. And so these currents, they're the why. Why does somebody do what they do? Why does a culture function the way that it does? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Is we're going to look at each of these three areas that are typically stereotyped to different cultures: the Western culture, the Eastern culture, and the animistic culture. And we're really going to break them down into a way that it applies no matter which culture you're in, and really digging at that why question. Not so much the what. We know that's going to be different. The how's interesting, but it's again, it goes back to the behavioral piece. The why is what we really want to dig into today and understand a little bit better. So I hope you enjoy this, and again, I wish I was in class with you, but I thank you so much for this opportunity to share my thoughts with you.